So you're not buying wildly overpriced enterprise fantasy tech, but you still need business systems. What's the other option? First, I'm going to explain them and share my opinion, but I am more interested to hear from our community here. What do you guys think is the best other option? So first, we have what's called best of breed SaaS solutions. This is when companies pick specialized apps for each business function. They might do Workday for HR, Salesforce or HubSpot for CRM, Copa for supply chain, Plex for manufacturing ops. There's lots of options in the best of breed community. They're more agile, easier to adopt, and they're less of an upfront cost, but you need to make them work all together, which is easier said than done. Remember, not many of these systems play well with others because they want to lock you in to an enterprise level solution. So you're going to need to figure out which ones integrate and which ones don't. Then we have a more modular platform-based approach. This is kind of like an a la carte menu. You only buy what you need. This can be tricky because a lot of big software vendors are going to want you to think that they're modular, again, by locking you into certain contracts like D365, Oracle Fusion, SAP S/4HANA. They all say they're modular based, but they're absolutely not. Their only goal is to make sure that you are going to be locked into a solution and not be able to exit that relationship effectively. Odoo is a good example of a modular based a la carte option. These can be more affordable, but they are difficult to manage from an IT infrastructure standpoint. There is still that enterprise level complexity if you overbuild it. We have low code to no code option. These are structured to build workflow or automations on top of existing tools. These are like things like Airtable or Zoho Creator. They're super easy to use, very flexible, affordable, and they can be totally tailored to your organization. These require extreme levels of governance. You need to ensure these are safe and secure, which is a very difficult thing to do. We see a lot of shadow IT pop up around these, and they can be a challenge. There are also a ton of industry-specific platforms out there. Probably the biggest and most well-known is Tyler Technologies. That would be for the public sector only. We have Procore and things like construction or Epic and healthcare. They are totally fit for purpose and require very little customization if these are in your industry, but they are very limited outside this specific niche. And they're usually old as hell, to be totally honest with you. Not a great user experience. Last but certainly not least, which is a thought many people overlook, is focus on an integration piece of technology to utilize the legacy systems you already have. This would be like Boomi, MuleSoft. They use things like data lakes and APIs to connect your legacy system to a SaaS platform. You don't have to spend additional money on completely ripping and replacing your system, but you need a clear strategy or it's just going to be a bunch of duct taping things together. They're also heavy to maintain. So the second part of this question, how do we set ourselves up for success moving forward post-implementation? The first piece of this is knowing that your vendor has an agenda to sell you software, to get it implemented, and to keep you on it. Does this mean they're horrible people and they hate you? No, it just means that you need to be aware of their agenda in this situation. First and foremost, demos. These demos are your time to test the software. You need to ensure that you have effective demo scripts. Make sure that you understand and are asking about post-implementation support. You want to be super clear on data ownership. You own your data and not the vendor. If you take nothing else away from this video, make sure that you understand your data ownership or they can block your data from getting you off the system. Remember that all service levels and contracts are negotiable. They want you to sign the contract as fast as possible. So they're going to tell you things like, we don't typically negotiate, but don't worry about that. That's something that we'll get to within the strategy road mapping. Absolutely not. Show me it in writing. During the sales meeting, ask to meet your implementation team. The people that are selling you the software are going to have absolutely nothing to do with implementing your actual project. Don't just buy the software, buy accountability from your vendor. They're supposed to be your partner. Make sure they're contractually obligated to act like one. The reason I love this question is it shows there's options, you guys. There's options outside of big software that can make your business more healthy, your people more fulfilled, and your technology more innovative. Go find it.